When most people think about dangerous animals in North America, they picture bears, mountain lions, or rattlesnakes. Birds rarely make that list. And honestly, I understand why. We grow up watching them at feeders, listening to them sing in the morning, and tossing breadcrumbs at them by the lake. They seem harmless. But the truth is, North America is home to several birds that are genuinely capable of causing serious harm. And in at least one documented case, even death. Today I want to take you through 8 of those birds. Now before we get into it, I want to be clear about something. Danger can mean very different things when it comes to birds. For some of the animals on this list, the threat comes from razor-sharp talons and an aggressive territorial instinct. For others, the danger is completely different, more subtle, more unexpected. Some of these birds are dangerous to encounter. One of them is dangerous to eat. So I'm defining dangerous broadly here, just as the original research behind this video does. These are birds that have a documented, real-world potential to cause harm to humans or other animals. With that said, let's get into it. We'll start with a bird that most people would never think twice about, the ruffed grouse. This is one of the most popular game birds across North America, and hunters have been pursuing it for centuries. At first glance, it looks completely unremarkable, a medium-sized, brown, forest-dwelling bird that flushes from the undergrowth when disturbed. But here's the thing that makes the ruffed grouse genuinely dangerous, and it's something most people have never heard of. This bird has a habit of feeding on a wide variety of plants, some of which are highly toxic. During certain seasons, particularly in winter when food is scarce, ruffed grouse will consume plants like laurel, rhododendron, and other vegetation containing powerful toxins. The bird itself is unaffected, but anyone who hunts and eats a grouse that has been feeding heavily on these plants can become seriously ill. During the 18th and 19th centuries, there were documented cases of poisonings and even deaths linked to consuming this bird. It's a rare occurrence today, but it's a real one, and it earns the ruffed grouse its place on this list. Moving on to a bird that is far more openly aggressive, we have the herring gull. I know what you're thinking, it's a seagull, but bear with me. The herring gull is a large, bold, and surprisingly intimidating bird with a wingspan that can reach up to 5 feet and a sharp bill measuring up to 2.6 inches long. As more people have crowded onto beaches and coastal areas over recent decades, herring gulls have lost much of their natural wariness around humans. Today, these birds will fly directly at a person to steal food, and they are not gentle about it. There are well-documented cases of herring gulls slashing hands, arms, and even faces with their beaks during these encounters. What makes them particularly formidable is their social behavior. During nesting season especially, a single gull that feels threatened will call for reinforcements almost instantly. What starts as one aggressive bird can become a coordinated attack from a group in a matter of seconds. When you factor in that bill and that boldness, the herring gull deserves far more respect than most people give it. Now we start getting into the raptors, and there's no better place to begin than with the mute swan. Technically classified as a large waterfowl rather than a bird of prey, the swan is nevertheless one of the most physically aggressive birds you're likely to encounter in North America. These birds are intensely territorial, particularly during nesting season, and they will use their powerful beaks and the full force of their wings to drive away anything they perceive as a threat, including humans. A large mute swan can knock a person off their feet, and the beak is more than capable of causing lacerations and bruising. They've been known to overturn small kayaks and canoes when they feel their nesting area has been intruded upon. The aggression of a swan defending its young is not something to underestimate, and there are enough documented incidents to put this bird firmly on the list. The red-shouldered hawk is a medium-sized raptor, and compared to some of the birds we'll get to shortly, it might seem like a modest inclusion. But what this bird lacks in size, it absolutely makes up for in fearlessness. Unlike most raptors, the red-shouldered hawk shows very little wariness around humans. It has a wingspan of up to 40 inches and a body length of up to 24 inches, with females being the larger of the two sexes. When nesting season arrives, this bird becomes genuinely territorial and will dive bomb anyone who comes too close to its nest. And it does so at remarkable speed, with some individuals recorded at over 120 miles per hour in a dive. There are even documented cases of red-shouldered hawks repeatedly targeting specific people in residential areas over multiple years. In Fairfield, Connecticut, these hawks reportedly terrorized residents for 8 consecutive years. It's a reminder that you don't need to be the biggest bird in the sky to be one of the most dangerous. The great horned owl is one of the most recognizable birds in North America, and also one of the most formidable. This is the largest owl on the continent by body mass, and it earned its reputation as the tiger owl for a reason. Adults can reach up to 25 inches in length with wingspans stretching to 5 feet, and their talons are capable of exerting up to 500 pounds of pressure per square inch. To put that into perspective, that is roughly the same grip force as a large dog's bite, concentrated into 4 needle-sharp points. The great horned owl has absolutely no hesitation about attacking humans if it feels its territory is being encroached upon. In one well-documented incident, a cross-country skier in Alberta, Canada, was attacked by a great horned owl and suffered 16 puncture wounds to the scalp and face before the bird disengaged. This owl hunts by flying silently, and the silent approach is part of what makes an encounter so alarming. You often don't know it's coming until it's already on you. The barred owl is slightly smaller than the great horned owl, but in some ways, it has an even more troubling track record when it comes to human encounters. This bird inhabits the woodland and swamp habitats of the eastern United States, and the pairs of barred owls calling back and forth to one another at night have become one of the iconic sounds of Florida and Georgia's swamplands. But this is also the only bird on this list with a credible, documented case of causing a human death. According to some wildlife researchers, a woman in the United States was fatally attacked by a barred owl, suffering injuries to the head and neck that she was unable to get treated in time, and she bled to death from the wounds. Whether that specific account is fully verified remains debated in some circles, but what is not debated is that the barred owl has produced the highest number of documented human injuries of any bird in North America. Its silent, low-level flight and powerful talons make it exceptionally dangerous in an encounter, and it is not a bird to approach casually. The golden eagle is, in my view, the most purely powerful bird on this entire list. This is a bird that has been documented killing prey as large as young deer and full-grown mountain goats. It is the most widely distributed eagle species in the world, ranging from the mountains of western North America across to Asia and North Africa. In North America, it is the apex aerial predator. Female golden eagles can have a wingspan of up to 7.5 feet and weigh over 6 kilograms, with talons measuring more than 2.5 inches in length. Their grip strength has been estimated at over 500 pounds of pressure per square inch, enough to cause catastrophic injury to a human limb. There are historical accounts of golden eagles reportedly snatching children, though none of these have been definitively verified. What has been verified are adult humans receiving deep lacerations and puncture wounds from golden eagles that felt threatened. The reason this bird hasn't caused more documented fatalities is likely more to do with the fact that it tends to avoid human settlements than any limitation in its physical capability. Given its size, its speed, and the force it can bring to bear, the golden eagle is unquestionably the most dangerous bird on this list. So there you have it. 7 birds, 7 very different kinds of danger, and one continent that turns out to be far more interesting from a birdwatcher's perspective than most people realize. From a forest grouse that can poison you through the food chain, to a seagull that will recruit backup for a beach brawl, to an eagle powerful enough to bring down a deer. North America's skies are full of animals that deserve a great deal more respect than they typically get. I've always found it fascinating that we tend to overlook birds when we think about dangerous wildlife, because the truth is that some of the most formidable hunters on the planet have feathers. If you think there's a bird I should have included, or if you've had your own encounter with any of the animals on this list, let me know in the comments below. For now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.